Hello everyone. So today I'm going to review my ZOIDS Iron Kong. So this is Iron Kong. That's him side view, top view, bottom view, rear view, front view, and the view with his giant shoulder mounted cannon. Yeah, so I'm gonna show you how this thing works a little bit later, but let's just take some time to appreciate Iron Kong. So this is him up close, made by TOMY. I got this guy back in 2003, so he's 20 years old, but so far he withstood the test of time. Some of his rubber caps have become a little brittle, but they still do the job. They still hold the pose. So this is a close-up of Iron Kong. So if you guys watch ZOIDS, Chaotic Century, this is sort of like the grunt version of the Iron Kong. I mean, Shoebolts back in the day had the Gatling gun version. I don't have that one, sadly. But this guy's pretty cool, and he's one of my favorite ZOIDS. So, in case you're wondering what he is powered by, well, you could just flip over his chest, and that houses, whoop, a piece came out. He's kind of loose, but that houses a Type-C battery. A single Type-C battery takes care of his locomotion. And let me just put back this little piece here that slid out. For his lights, he's got these in his backpack, two AA's penlight batteries. So that's his motor, so to speak. I mean, those are what run him. So I'm gonna show you how this guy runs. Yeah. When you lift him off the ground, that's how he looks. I'm gonna show him when he's walking on the ground later on, but that's the movement he makes. Pretty cool. Has his head moves side to side. Those backpack missiles spin, and he's got the nice little articulation when he moves on his arms and legs. Pretty cool stuff. So the cool thing about this, he's got this light feature. So you just gotta, depending on where this is positioned, the light will go on. So there's a little gear. This thing is geared, and there's a gear in here that turns it around in a certain cycle. So his lights sort of go on and off, his eye lights, and those are pretty cool eye lights, by the way. Pretty strong. So you could just turn it and leave it in a certain spot to keep them on. So if you are amused by this guy's light, you could do that. Pretty cool. It's a pretty bright light. Flip it open, and he has two pilots. So among the ZOIDS, he is a two-seater, but side by side. So his head is kind of like a car. So this ZOIDS is about 1/72 scale. And those are the pilots, generic blue pilots. Back in the show, this guy belongs to the ranks of the Empire. The Gygalos Empire. So that's pretty cool. So he's pretty old, so he doesn't walk very well on all surfaces. I'm gonna give him a test run later. One of his studs fell off, by the way, and show that to you guys. I'm also gonna show you the gimmick here of his rocket launcher. So if you notice, there are a bunch of missiles loaded here. You just slide them in this slot. He's got 6 missiles all in all. Put them here, they go down. You cock this back and he'll fire at it. So I'll do a demonstration of that later. And then I'll later on show you a demonstration of him walking. Here is his rocket launcher. Works like this. Once you got all the shots loaded, you cock this thing back, make a snapping sound, and you could try to aim. So I'm gonna try to hit that Gatorade bottle. Oh, it hit him, though it didn't knock it down, but it hit the bottle. And that chamber over there can hold around 6 missiles. So let's test him atop this cooler. Oh, there he is, still chugging. So my thoughts on this guy is, he is one of my favorite ZOIDS, one of my favorite TOMY ZOIDS, because there's something about him that looks, he's a really brawny looking ZOID. He's pretty big. He's around 7 inches tall. but he's very broad, as you can see, very wide. So he's a very massive Zoid, and he looks really great to pose or great to play around with. So this guy was one of my favorites growing up. And you know, like I said, he's 20 years old. The motor lasted pretty long. I mean, there are times where it was sort of stuck up, so I have to like open it up and kind of shake up the gears and, you know, make sure like where I'm from, it's pretty hot, so some of the gears, like in my other Zoid, some of the gears, the plastic sort of had this liquid sweat thing, but once you wipe that off, it runs pretty well. So overall, this guy lasted 20 years, and it's pretty cool. He can still walk up to now. So my thoughts are, it's a very nice figure. I mean, very nice toy, actually. It's not really a figure. Pretty cool gimmick. He walks. Zoids are pretty cool, although they can be a little bit fragile. Don't be too rough with them. They are pretty cool, and they're really nice to watch when you make them move. So yeah, so Iron Kong, he is one of my favorites, one of my favorite Zoids of all time. So, thanks for watching, guys.
Yeah.